How are FIIs forcing Indians to cancel their SIPs? What's going on in the IPO market? And how's India managing its money? Well, all these questions will be answered today as we're going to break down the 2025 annual Indus Valley report by Bloom. Bloom is a VC firm that has invested in startups like Cashify, Spinny, Slice, etc. Now, before decoding the finances of Indians, let's decode India. We've heard a lot about India's cultural diversity, but today we're going to talk about India's economic diversity. And for that, we're going to divide India into three parts. That is India 1, India 2, and India 3. India 1 is like Mexico, representing the consuming class. This segment keeps the nation's economy running. India 2 is like Indonesia, representing the serving class. ये लोग वो होते हैं जो India 1 को सर्व करते हैं, जैसे आपके हाउस हेल्प, आपके ड्राइवर्स, etc. And India 3 is like Sub-Saharan Africa, the largest segment of Indian population struggling for survival with very low or no income. Now let's see how Indians are navigating their money in the markets. हमारे पापा महीने की सैलरी में पूरा घर चलाते थे. उसमें से जो भी बचता था उसे सेविंग्स अकाउंट या FD में डाल देते थे. But India has changed and today Indians save in equities. Look at this household asset allocation split, which compares the asset allocation in 2013 and 2023. It clearly shows that the allocation towards equity has more than doubled in the last 10 to 12 years. Whereas cash, bank deposits, property and gold are either the same or have had very little growth. Though, this is also an outcome of high disposable income and increasing Indian household saving pool. Now, these equity markets, which are extremely trusted by Indian retail investors, are losing the interests of FII or foreign institutional investors. And it's the domestic institutional investors who are single-handedly driving the Indian stock market. Let us look at the growing and falling interests of DIIs and FIIs in the Indian market. If you carefully look at this image, you'll notice that until FY 2022, both DIIs and FIIs were heavily investing in the Indian markets. If we compare it to FY 2025, the FII ownership has decreased by 2.3%, whereas the DII ownership has increased by 2.6%. Along with this, in 2024, the net DII inflow into equity was around rupees 5.3 trillion, and around half of it was invested in mutual funds. पर क्या DIIs अकेले मार्केट को लंबे समय तक चला सकते हैं? शायद नहीं. और इसका असर हमें अभी से मार्केट्स में दिख रहा है. We just discussed how DIIs invested more than rupees 2 trillion into mutual fund SIPs, but there's something scary going on in the SIP market. The Indus Valley report shared crucial data on how there's a sudden increase in SIPs being discontinued. While discontinuation plus completion rate in FY24 was 22.4%, it increased to 34.7% in FY25. Which shows that FIIs aren't just wiping out their money from Indian markets, they're also sowing a seed of doubt in the mind of retail investors. Let us now look at another aspect of the Indian markets, the derivatives or the futures and options. You won't believe this, but in 2024, Indians traded 147.4 billion more F&O contracts than US, which only traded $7.8 billion. Now, this stark difference is not only because of the huge population difference, but also because of the short-term speculative trades. And for this, we will see how many F&O contracts are held for longer periods in India. In CY23, the USA had 357 million outstanding F&O contracts, whereas India had only 15 million outstanding contracts. Now, this is contrasting to what we discussed about the total number of contracts traded, which means that most of the traders in India are only involved in speculative trading. And that's why in FY24, individual traders lost around rupees 415.4 billion in F&O trading. And इसी पैटर्न को देखते हुए सेबी ने कुछ रूल्स बनाए. चलिए उन रूल्स को और उनसे होने वाले इफेक्ट्स को समझते हैं. So, in October 2024, SEBI increased the trading lot sizes and decreased the number of contracts with weekly expiry. Along with this, they also mandated upfront premiums to reduce speculative trading, and its effects are quite visible in the market. From April 2024 to November 2024 of FY25, the average volume of daily index option contracts was around 659 million, which dropped to 414 million in December 2024 and further dropped to 196 million in January 2025. Along with this, there's been a drastic decline in the volume of same-day expiry contracts. Now comment below and let us know your opinions on these guidelines. Let's now move to another hot investment options that retail investors often look at, that is IPOs or initial public offering. 2024 was undoubtedly a great year for companies going public.
Indian companies raised rupees 1,590 billion through IPO.
And a total of 268 companies were listed on NSE, out of which 178 were SME IPOs. There's also been an increase in the number of VC-backed companies that went public so far.
Look at this interesting graphic. Before 2021, 87 VC-backed companies raised just over $70 billion. But since 2021, just 80 companies raised more than double that, $157 billion.
Now, we also saw how a large chunk of companies that went public in 2024 were SMEs.
And this one is hard to believe, but the SME IPOs have outperformed BSE IPO by 5x. This makes SMEs even more interesting for VCs. Along with the outperforming BSE IPOs, SMEs are growing and moving from the BSE SME index to the main board.
And this is happening in large numbers because every 1 out of 3 SME IPO listed companies graduating onto the main board. Now that's pretty much about the financial segment of the 2025 annual Indus Valley report. In case you want to learn more, we've added the reports link in the description. I hope you found this video helpful and learned some valuable insights on how Indians are managing their money. If you want us to cover more such financial topics, do let us know in the comments and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.